when we are talking about statements, there are some that come from experience. And it's a startling admission that has left the Congress red-faced today. Former UPA-era Union Home Minister Sushil Kumar Shinde has revealed he was scared while visiting Lal Chowk in Jammu and Kashmir during his ministerial stint. Can you imagine, viewers? A home minister who travels with a huge security bandobast, second only to the Prime Minister, was scared of going to Lal Chowk. Shinde recalled his visit to the valley in 2012 when he was at the apex of his power as Union Home Minister, and he says, quote, "Before I became the Home Minister, I visited him." He's talking about educationist Vijay Dhar. "I used to ask him for advice. He advised me to not roam around, but to visit Lal Chowk in Srinagar, meeting people and go around the Dal Lake. That advice gave me publicity, and people thought that here is a Home Minister who goes there without any fear. Lekin meri fatti thi, wo kisko bataun?" These are not my words. These are his words, as casual as they are. Translating them into English, he says, "Yes, it gave me great publicity, but who do I tell that I was scared? I told you this just to make you laugh, but an ex-policeman can't speak like this," unquote. Viewers, listen to this.
विजय भाई, जब मैं होम मिनिस्टर था, उसके पहले मैं उनके पास जाता था। उन्होंने मुझे एक ऐसा असली एडवाइस किया कि सुशील बोले, तू इधर उधर मत भटक, तू लाल चौक में जाके वहां भाषण कर, कुछ लोगों से मिल और दल लेक में घूमते चलो ऐसा। और वो एडवाइस से मुझे बहुत कुछ पब्लिसिटी मिली, और लोगों में एक ऐसा होम मिनिस्टर है कि जो बिना डर के वो जाता है, लेकिन मेरी थी वो किसको बताऊंगा।
Viewers, we had to beep out that word. I'm told it's impolitic, but the BJP immediately jumped on Shinde's admission. The party pointed out that under the NDA, things have improved so much that even Shinde's boss can visit J&K like he did during the Bharat Jodo Yatra without fearing the consequences. The BJP credited the change to Prime Minister Modi, who abrogated Article 370 and Article 35A. Union Minister Piyush Goyal said during Congress's rule, even the Home Minister of the country was afraid of going to Kashmir. But now, under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, the security of the nation is so strong that even opposition leaders play with snow in Kashmir without any fear. The reference obviously is to Rahul Gandhi, who went on his Bharat Jodo Yatra at the peak of winter. The UPA-era Congress minister's comment throws up important questions. Did UPA deal with the Islamist threat in Jammu and Kashmir from a position of fear and weakness? Was UPA hesitant to take tough calls like abrogation of Article 370 and 35A because it feared an Islamist backlash? Had they surrendered really to the street? Did UPA not have confidence in Bharat's brave forces to thwart terrorism and defeat it? Viewers, that perhaps is the most pertinent question here that needs to be asked. As Home Minister, you're in charge really of internal security. This is such a striking vote of no confidence in your own forces. Are you saying that Indian forces could not have secured the personage of the Union Home Minister of Sushil Kumar Shinde? He didn't have confidence in his own forces? Viewers, think about this, the implications of what this man is saying. And let me bring in Major General G.D. Bakshi straight into this. General Bakshi, this gentleman says that he would be so scared, he would quake in his shoes. What does this tell you about the Congress?
You know, Rahul, as you very rightly pointed out, this gentleman was the Home Minister of India, charged with providing security and succor to that state. The simple fact is, the most visible change in Jammu and Kashmir post the removal of Article 370, the most optic change that one can easily notice as first glance is that same Lal Chowk. I remember, you know, when people used to be beaten black and blue when some brave, daring boys from Delhi and other places in India wanted to go and hoist the tricolour in Jammu and Kashmir, they were beaten black and blue. They were set upon by the J&K police of that particular era. Today, that place is awash with tricolours. Today, you go to the bank of the Dal Lake and you will find every shikara bears a tricolour. I mean, there's a festive outburst or outbreak, like the daffodils have in that Wordsworth's very famous poem. It is awash with tricolours. That is the change. There is no stone pelting there now.
Yeah.
Whereas the previous state government, especially under Mahathirma Mehbooba Mufti, they used to collect the stones and hand them back to the stone pelters to pelt again on the security forces the next day. All that has been brought to a stop for the simple reason, Rahul, that the Indian state has super saturated Kashmir with force levels, and God is always on the side of the big battalions. Unfortunately, we ignored the area south of the Pir Panjals. We created needless gaps for which we've had to now suffer and Russian troops. So we created a vacuum which Pakistan is desperately trying to fill. But the fact of the matter is 370 has ushered in a visible, palpable change.
Right. So let me bring in Mr. Iyer. Mr. Iyer, I'm sorry I have to use this colloquial expression. I know that it's probably not family friendly, but fatli unki. Obviously, I mean, it sums it all up, doesn't it? That the Congress was so scared of asserting India's national interest because it had some, appeasement politics and it was just generally scared. I mean, what is going on?
It was more than just appeasement politics, Rahul. Remember, the entire problem out here was started because of a rigged election in which the Congress tied up with Farooq Abdullah. We all remember that.
Yes.
And that was the only real rigged election in India, which was
87.
such transparent rigging.
Yeah.
Such incredibly transparent rigging. Everybody who lost that election or was denied a seat basically crossed the border and became a terrorist. Syed Salahuddin contested that election, if you remember. Right? And he was driven off and made this leader by who? By Rajiv Gandhi and Farooq Abdullah himself. The family ties between the Abdullahs and the Gandhis run very, very deep. It is very strong. It has gone back to the past. So there was this one thing that, we will continue to keep our friends in power. This misguided sense of loyalty. Why was it that the Congress never thought of abrogating 370? The Congress is always constitutionally much more dexterous. Congress leaders are extremely good lawyers. Several of them are. Some of our best lawyers in India come from the Congress. And you think they'd never thought this out. How is it that the state of insurgency has been brought to an end by this government? And it was never even considered by the previous government. Please don't tell me the Congress did not know how to end an insurgency. The Congress knows very well how to end an insurgency because it was under the Congress that the Punjab insurgency was broken and ended comprehensively. Now, what they are trying to do is they are trying to tell us that post-insurgency terrorism is insurgency. It is not. Because remember, Beyant Singh, the Congress chief minister, was killed well after the insurgency was over. There will always be extremely violent events in the tail end of an insurgency. The clearest sign that they actually know something else but say something else is the fact that Rahul Gandhi was going around without a security guard, without any body armor, without whatever in Lal Chowk, going around meeting people, shaking hands and things like that. What really upsets all these people is that, Kashmir was a cash cow. It was a cash cow of corruption and because it was a conflict economy. In a conflict economy, funds for confidential informants and things like that can be siphoned off. The government would consistently announce building projects. Every chief minister would come and say a new palace is being built, a new building is being built, and Kashmiri craftsmen will be employed, and 90% of the funds used to be siphoned off. We all know this very, very well. When Amit Shah was talking about cement prices, this was an allusion to that kind of corruption that happened. 55% of the population was dependent on the security forces in one way or another.
So the gravy train ended.
Rahul.
Yeah,
the gravy train has not only ended, people have self-respect.
Right.
Kashmir hotels today, average 5-star in Kashmir is 5 times more expensive than an average 5-star in Delhi.
Okay, let me
Three stars are selling at more than.
Let me ask Nikul Patel.
5 stars in Delhi.
निकुल पटेल, अब तो आप लोगों की टू पैराफ्रेज मिस्टर शिंदे फटती तो नहीं है ना? अब तो नहीं है, अब तो सब ठीक हो गया, या अभी भी फट रही है?
See, I would like to say that.
No, please answer the question, because either Mr. Shinde had no faith in the security force. I don't know how to interpret this statement. Can you explain it to me? Why was he quaking in his boots, sir?
Rahul, would you like to allow me to speak? Then I will be able to
Will
answer.
you respond to the question?
Yeah, I am responding to your question only, I think. See, Congress had never afraid of anything, and if you lightly see from the war that happened with Pakistan, China, or whether it is fighting terrorism. Now you are quoting the statement of Shindeji. I think you can listen the entire speech.
Okay.
and
Now
then
that
you are
fame.
taking
Okay.
the brain
Now,
out
Mr.
of
Patel,
it.
I have to
Only a
stop you
small
there. This whole
statement,
business of
what
trying
you
to
want
once again
communicate is
obfuscate.
not
Let me
correct
tell you
every time.
how Congress was
As
so
a
scared,
Rahul,
viewers.
you are-
After 26/11,
We are not
a
scared.
top
Don't
military
allow
commander
me to
came out.
speak.
A
Then
top
don't
military
call
commander
me
came out,
Rahul
and General
on your
Bakshi will
television.
tell you
If you
this.
want to only
He said we
put
should
your
not
own
strike
words,
across the
fine,
border.
it's good.
That's what he said. We should not strike across the border because it will be seen as a massive jingoistic.
should not call-
No.
you
Hang
want
on.
to put your own words.
One
You
second.
don't allow me to speak or you
One
don't
second.
allow
One
the
second.
Congress to put
Mr.
their
Patel,
stand.
please.
That is what I am feeling
Mr.
right
Patel,
now
allow
from
me.
your
Okay, I'm
interventions
wrapping
between
it up.
my speech.
I don't want to.
Then you are
If someone is going to tell me that Mr. Now Shinde has been ill-quoted, misquoted, and all that, sir, please spare us. We are not fools. Thank you very much. I just want to say, viewers, after 26/11, a top army commander said, please exercise the option of striking across the LOC. It was not considered. Why? Why, viewers? Think about that.